Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dignified2K. We're back with another video, and guys, today we're here. This is one of my favorite videos I've got to record this year. We're here with 99 overall Trae Young. Now, as you guys can see, this is the 99 overall scoring machine that I've been using quite a lot. And if you guys have been following me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that, I tried to find the perfect build to be able to replicate Trae Young, and I couldn't get it done. But we replicated this scoring machine build into, I think, a pretty good representation of how Trae Young can actually play. I'm going to go ahead and show you the badges that we're going to end up using. You guys know, if you watch basketball, Trae Young is a little bit of a defensive liability. He's not the tallest guy on the court. He's not the biggest guy on the court, so we're not going to be using Intimidator or anything like that. We've got Clamps, Interceptor, and Pig Dodger, some of the badges that aren't going to make a huge difference on the defensive end. Now, playmaking, in my opinion, Trae Young, when he came into the league, was a far better passer than he is a shooter. This year, he's really stepped up his game to another level. But the scoring machine doesn't get too many badges for passing, especially at shooting guard. So we had to throw on Needle Threader, on gold. We've got handles for days, quick first step, tight handles, and then we had a rock unpluckable right there. And then again, we've got the shooting badges, which I think Trae Young is one of the better shooters in the NBA. If you've seen some of the crazy shots he hits, you know why we have typical shots. And when he gets into a rhythm, we got a hot zone hunter, range extender on Hall of Fame. His range is insane. But when he gets into a rhythm, man, he's knocking down shots super consistently. And this is the part where I actually thought it'd be pretty nice to have this build. Now, this build does get contact dunks, you guys know all of that, but we're going to go ahead and throw on some of these badges that Trae Young actually does use in real life, like Acrobat, the fancy footwork, the slithery finisher to get through the lane. He uses teardroppers a lot. You guys know floaters really aren't amazing this year, but relentless finisher, he does go into the basket and have some insane finishes, so you know we had to throw that on as well. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. I'm going to throw on real quickly all the animations that we ended up using. We used his dribble moves, his jump shot, his layup package, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. I'm going to be talking a lot about Trae Young. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Atlanta Hawks fan. So this video, like I said, was a ton of fun to make. But hopefully you guys do enjoy, man. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe if you're new. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So like I mentioned before, you guys know I'm a huge Atlanta Hawks fan, so this was a lot of fun to do, and I have some crazy gameplay, man. And this just goes to show you, this is my Kobe Bryant scoring machine build. I know a lot of you guys do enjoy it, but this just shows you a different way this build can actually play if you're wanting to be a shooter, you know, finesse around the basket. You can pass a little bit better with this build if you use the badges correctly, all that good stuff. But you guys know Trae Young, like I mentioned, is a defensive liability. So we had to run with a couple paint protectors and a two-way slasher, you know, just for those defensive badges. But you can see, first play, we're hitting them with the floater, man. But let's talk a little bit about Trae Young. Now, the biggest thing that comes up with Trae Young right now is that he's actually in first place in the backcourt races for East guards. That's unbelievable. You guys know the Hawks are having a tough season. They're like 9-32 as I'm like doing this video, and a lot of people are saying Trae Young should not be an all-star because the Hawks are so bad. You can't reward somebody that's on a bad team to be an all-star, because you guys know some people have to score on the team, and if Trae Young is taking all the shots, of course his stats are going to be inflated, all that kind of stuff like that. But the thing is, guys, you got to think about like this. I know the Hawks are on a pretty bad team right now, but the way that they are playing, they're playing with a roster that's literally all G League players, old veterans, and then like their second best player was suspended for 25 games. So you just got Trae Young out there playing with rookies, G League players, and then some players that are just like on, you know, one-year deals that just don't even really, I believe, care that much, like an Evan Turner, or even, I mean, Alan Crabbe did pretty well, like an Evan Turner or a Chandler Parsons that like plays 0 minutes. I don't even remember one Chandler Parsons basketball game. The only time I can remember Chandler Parsons is on the floor when Damian Lillard took the Rockets out of the playoffs. But that's literally it. But you guys can see, if you're watching the gameplay, this build goes absolutely crazy. The badges that you have on, the range extender and all that kind of stuff like that, this build is 6'5", and it just dominates. But another big thing that people talk about usually with Trae Young is Luka Doncic. Now, I did a Luka Doncic video a couple days ago, where I was kind of going over everything with Luka, talked about him and how I talked about a lot of people comparing him to LeBron James and his play style and all that kind of stuff like that. But if you think about Trae Young, the first thing that people talk about is how the Hawks got fleeced out of a deal when they traded the 3rd pick or the 5th pick. But, Trae Young actually came out in an interview recently talking about you really can't talk about who won yet, who won the trade. And to be honest with you, in my opinion, both of those players are obviously the best players that came out of that draft, and they're actually going insane right now. Trae Young having a great season. Luka's having a great season as well, respectively, for the Mavericks, helping them pull up to the playoffs. But Trae Young, he even said in an interview that the Hawks are just at a totally different spot than the Mavericks are right now, and he couldn't be any more correct. You guys know the Mavericks have like a very veteran-led roster. They got Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., people like Dwight Powell, JJ Barea. Like, he has like a roster that a lot of veterans and like win right now type of mentality. But we're gonna pause this real quick. Watch this play right here. I know you guys have been seeing me combo up a little bit, but this play, man, it was actually nasty. Hit him with that move. Nice little spin around, turn around green three-pointer. I'm telling you guys, man, I'm going crazy on this build. Like I said, they have a very veteran-led team, so obviously they're meant to win right now. The Hawks, like I mentioned, they have a lot of G League players. They have a lot of rookies. They got veterans like Vince Carter, who's like 43 years old. Chandler Parsons. They're not meant to win right now. They're trying to scout talent. They're trying to see what they need to keep and what they don't need to keep. I guess you could say our big three of rookies and like second, year players would kind of be John Collins, Trae Young, and Kevin Huerter. And there was like a thing that said they played like out of all the games they've had this year with all the injuries and suspensions and stuff like that, Kevin Huerter was hurt as well a little bit, and so was Trae Young. He missed a handful of games, and they've only played together on the court, like when I saw this, was like 88 minutes out of like 40 games, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, that just goes to show you they have a full team. That's just not, we're trying to see what we've got, and then we're going to go from there. The Hawks do have the most money to spend this coming off season, even though the free agent class is not that strong. But we have the most money to spend. We're going to probably trade some, key name players or some rookies and expiring contracts coming up soon. So, I think a lot of teams would like to play with Trae Young. He coming out of Oklahoma, you guys know Trae Young was one of the best passers. I think the time he was getting scouted, he was really getting scouted more so for his passing rather than his shooting. He's an amazing passer growing up. He's even said that Steve Nash was a player that he watched growing up. Obviously, he's gotten the same comparisons to Steph Curry. And again, like I said, Luka's getting comparisons to LeBron James, and Luka's having a better second year than LeBron did his second year. You could say the same respectively, as I get killed by that hezzy right there. I'm not going to lie to you. You can say respectively the same thing about Trae Young. He's having a much, I don't even think this is debatable, he's having a much better second season than Steph Curry did. So, got to put some respect on Trae Young's game. I do believe he should be an all-star starter. We'll see how it goes. I do respectively like watching Trae Young and Luka Doncic a lot. Of course, being an Atlanta guy, I gotta say the disrespect on Trae's name, you gotta stop it. Dude's a hooper. A lot of people have not watched an Atlanta Hawk game. I watched every single Atlanta Hawk game. Trae Young is going out there, like I said, with rookies. He's eating his Wheaties right there and dunking the basketball. But he's going out there hooping with rookies and G League players and guys that just aren't like on Trae Young's level. Watch this move again right here. This is another killer move right here. Snatch it back, pull up, bang. Like I said, I actually did like Trae Young's jump shot in this game. So we'll talk a little bit about the gameplay as it's going on. If you guys have been watching it, you've seen me cooking up using his animations, his jump shot, all that. And I will tell you, man, I'm liking the jump shot. Like I showed you in the beginning of the video, I showed you the jump shot and the base and all that kind of stuff like that. And it's actually super quick. So this last gameplay, gonna go a little bit more over the playmaking and all that kind of stuff like that. Like I said, I am a defensive liability. I don't have Intimidator or anything like that. I do put on clamps. They're gonna go ahead and go up by 3. Now this gameplay, like I said, is actually very good. We definitely went back and forth. We were losing a lot towards the end, but we had to go to work. And Trae Young, I'm telling you, man, he's one of those players in the NBA that you have to guard like Steph Curry. Right when he crosses half court, he's already seeing who's open, what plays running, and at the same time, one step from half court, he can pull up and shoot the basketball, which is absolutely insane for a second-year player to have that much confidence. But you can see right here, I'm not gonna lie to you, this guy was clamping me up a little bit, hit him with a fake pass, had icons open, closing back out, throwing alley-oop to my guy cutting in right there. But Trae Young's one of those most versatile players when it comes to offense. But again, kind of like Steph Curry, he's one of those guys that you kind of have to hide on offense. And as a young Atlanta Hawks team, they don't really have that one guy to step up and guard the best player in a point guard driven NBA. So hopefully we can probably, pick up a good 2-3 guard, somebody that preferably can play the 3 and, you know, play on-ball defense. I don't know. We had to figure that out. Kevin Huerter himself as well is not one of the better defenders in the NBA. But, you know, if he works on that, I think the Hawks have a very bright future. You can see right here, Vuidz cutting it back in. I'm losing my stamina. This guy's playing pretty good defense. Hit him with a pump fake. Look, pretty much at half court, and we're splashing it using his jump shot. These were the first games that I used his jump shot. I didn't practice with it at all. I didn't practice his dribble moves or anything like that, which just makes these videos a whole lot more fun in my opinion. But you can see he hits a white, and we're going back down. Now, this is the part in the game where we kind of go back and forth. If you've been watching the gameplays, you've been seeing me trying to do a lot of different hop jumpers and stuff like that. Obviously, I could just do a hezzy behind the back, run one way, and shoot a three because this build has Hall of Fame shooting badges. But I know that's not entertaining. That's another reason why I kind of try to use different dribble moves. But again, like I said, man, Trae Young is one of the best passers. So this game, I'm trying to utilize my assist. And I don't even think at this point I score another basket, to be honest with you. I just kind of get myself open and facilitate as I'm going through. You can see a nice little zip pass right there. He has a wide open cut. Tell him to cut. Easy alley-oop, and here we go back and forth again. This game, like I said, it was very competitive. As you can see, we've got takeover now. They're just trying to full court guard me. Since I have takeover and they've seen the shots that I was making in the beginning, they know I can just braid the basketball. But you can see again, they come down. Very close game right here. I try to do a little bit too much. Actually, the possession beforehand, I try to shoot it again right here, but I end up passing it back out to Vuidz. He cashes it out, and we win the game. But if you guys did enjoy that video, make sure you drop a like. If you want to see anybody else, make sure you comment down below. But it's been your boy Dignify, and I'm out. Peace.